Thinking about buying a new camera? Of course you are. We're always thinking about buying a new camera. But wait. Before you buy a new camera, let's check a couple of things that you can probably fix to get a better picture. And you probably don't really need a new camera. I mean, new camera's fun, but not always necessary. I understand. I am guilty. I am part of the club. I get it. The gear acquisition syndrome, the gear trap. We see other people's videos and we're like, wow, they look so much better than me. You know what the answer is? More stuff. More stuff. It might be. I don't know. Depends on where you are in your journey. But until you have tried to fix a couple of things, I really urge you to stop, because you maybe just haven't unlocked the potential of the camera you have on hand. Sure, webcam's got a bad rap, but it's not the webcam's fault that you didn't play with the settings or your lighting. You have to do that, because you can get this super, super, super expensive gear and it still look like trash because you didn't mess with the settings and the lighting. So learn how to do that now with your webcam. Make your webcam look the best it can. So then when you do get another camera, it's going to look even that much better because you'll have already done this work. All right, lighting and settings. Those are the things that we need to look at when we are trying to get the most out of the camera we have on hand. But before we get in too deep, tell me, what is the camera you have and what is the camera that you're dreaming of? Because to be honest, there is a lot of really good stuff out there at all price ranges. And the camera you have at home that you might hate maybe is somebody else's favorite, and then y'all can help each other out. Community, you guys, community. The first thing I want you to check is if your camera has a manual setting, because sometimes automatic settings will just go too hard. It'll do too much. So if we can control the settings, at least we can see what it's doing, and then we can make adjustments accordingly. So if your camera has the option to go into a manual mode, let's turn that on and then work with the settings that are in there. I want to get your camera to the base level correct settings for what you're doing. So meaning you want to set it to the frame rate that you want it to be at, which is going to be probably 24 or 30. If you don't know, let's just do 30, okay? That's a whole other argument. I have my feelings about it. But for this example, let's just do 30 frames per second if you have that option. If you can adjust the shutter speed on your camera, I want you to do 1/60. Since we're doing 30 frames per second, do 1/60. Let's just set it there as our base level, okay? Just play with me here, okay? And if you can adjust your ISO, let's set it to 200 just to get started, okay? So it might not look great right now because we need to also mess with our lighting. And also, like, I shouldn't have to say this, let's make sure everything's up to date. Let's just make sure everything's up to date. I should have said that first. Make sure things are up to date. All of it. Okay, so now we got our camera at those basic settings. Let's just start there, okay? I don't know your camera. I don't know your life. We're starting there. Now let's move over to some physical lights, okay? So get yourself in a position where you can have the lighting where it is appropriate for your camera. So you set your camera up. You want the lighting a little bit behind it. Right now we've got 3 lights. I've got 1 light onto the background, 1 light to the side of my face, and 1 light to the front. If you just have 1, girl, it's fine. Look here, we just have 1, we just have 1, we just have 1. But that changes things because then we need to turn this light up again. All right, so we're working with our lights, the lights that we have. If you do not have a light, use a window. It's okay, use the window. But if you can get a light, there's a lot of really great options out there right now. If you can get something that you can control the color temperature and the brightness, that's the best, because it does make a difference. So my lights right now, I'm using Aran Verge lights, and we can control the color temperature and the brightness from an app on my computer, which is great because then I can kind of see what I'm working with. So color temperature, I mean it being too warm or too cold. So look, if this is like this, too warm, too sunny, looks like she got a sunburn. The other way, icy blue, which, like, I don't know, like both of them can be a vibe as well. That's your choice, but I tend to stick somewhere just in the middle just to look nice and natural. But, it doesn't matter. You have like the most expensive camera in the world. If you don't have some source of light, it's not going to do anything for you. It has to be able to see you, okay? Once you have your lighting, you want to make sure you play with your placement. So, for example, if the light is placed over here, right, that's a certain kind of lighting. Up front, in the middle, is a certain kind of lighting. Over here is different. Then over here is different. Please don't sit in front of the window. We definitely won't be able to see anything. It's a matter of playing with to see what looks right to you. I personally like 1 light in front, a little bit 45 degrees over this away. Second light right over here, kind of like hitting the side of my face. And when you're feeling fancy, a little background light if you want. And I don't even use that one all the time. That just depends on the mood. And if you see in some of my other videos where the background is like a gradient wall, it's just 2 lights on this white wall. Really not that complex. She's a simple girl that does the most. So now that you have your camera in manual settings at those basic settings, and we've got some lights in position, now it's a matter of messing with the different levers in order to get the adjustments that you need to have the best look possible. Now, again, this depends on your camera, but there's a lot of things that we can do within Ecamm to fine tune it to be even better. So when you are in Ecamm, if you go to this magic wand here, this is going to be your camera effects window. That will bring that up for you. Camera effects. Here you can do this drop down. You can choose whichever camera you want to work on. And we are going to look at our picture settings in particular. So let's start at our base level, reset. Okay. So everything that we're looking at right here is set to 0. This is just from our camera settings and from our lighting out here. If we want to do a little bit of extra something, we can mess with our picture settings. So nudge the brightness up just a little bit. You don't want to go too high, because once it starts to get glowy, we don't want that. That's too much. That's too hot. That's too hot. Right about there. Looks nice. Temperature. Okay. Let's go to extremes. I always like to go to the extremes, just kind of let's see what it does. Too cool, right? Everything looks a little bit blue. Too warm, everything looks a little bit yellow. So this really depends on the look that you're going for. Sometimes I like it a little bit more cool. Sometimes I like it a little bit more warm. It just depends on my mood. But I do like the color temperature in the room. Maybe we'll take it down just a little. Just a little bit. Tint is something that you can use for stylistic adjustment, or you can use it to compensate if you have a light that makes you look a little bit green or a little bit pink. So again, go to the extremes, and sometimes, makes it a little moody. Now we look like we're in the Matrix or a romance movie. It's choices. They're choices. Saturation is one that I use depending on the camera that I have. I have some cameras that really definitely need a saturation bump. So you can see it's making the colors more vibrant. See, it's wah, wah, wah. So I would actually take it a little bit up. And then gamma is adjusting our midtones, right? So the things that are kind of in between. So let's go to the extremes, down and up. So actually for gamma, we can see a little bit more definition in my hair versus nothing, right? So now we can actually see she's got some hair. I am my hair. And we didn't do too much. We did something. And what we definitely did is utilize the tools that we have on hand to get the best picture possible out of the camera we're using right now, instead of going to buy something first, because I can bet a lot of y'all have not even messed with any settings. You just see somebody else with something shiny and you're like, but I want to do that. And let me tell you how many times I've gotten a camera and I'm like, well, mine does not look like that now that I got this camera, because you need to play with the settings. So learn some of the settings with the cameras that you have on hand before you buy something else. You might be able to get a really, really great picture and not have to do an upgrade yet. But do let us know in the comments and in the community. Show us your before and afters, and let's help each other out, because there's a lot of good stuff out there right now. Just a little fine tuning. And we can all look great. You look great. You look great. You look great.